Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. Today's video is a bit of an update just to let you know that we received our second shipment of Drone Valley DJI RC2 video connection kits, and we have plenty in stock at this point. So if you've been waiting to order one of these kits, I have links below to both Amazon and our website, and you can hit either one of those links and we'll ship a kit right out to you. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video explaining what this cable can do. It essentially allows you to connect the USB-C end up to the RC2 controller and the HDMI end to a widescreen monitor. And when you boot up the RC2, that screen on the controller is mirrored on that widescreen monitor, which is great if you're out flying commercially or just having fun and you have a monitor in the back of your car. You can actually improve the framing of the shot, make sure the color's right. And if you're flying commercially and you have one of those clients that likes to look over your shoulder and give you direction, they can watch on the monitor to make sure you're getting the shot they need. It's also great if you've been out flying for an afternoon and you come home all excited about the great footage you've captured and the family wants to see it. You don't have to gather around this tiny little screen. You can actually connect up to your widescreen monitor and they can enjoy that on that big screen. And that's great for both family and friends. So it solves a lot of problems. The challenge was, about a year and a half ago, I naively thought, well, the controller's got a USB-C port on it, monitor's got an HDMI port on it. Just like with my laptop, there are a ton of USB-C to HDMI cables on the market. Let me just connect it up. And guess what happened? No video. So I thought, I've got the wrong cable. I don't know how I've got the wrong cable because it's USB-C to HDMI, but let me try another cable. So I went out and found the most expensive cable I could find, connected it up, still nothing. So I thought, I'm missing something here. There's something going on. So we sat down as a team and I said to him, look, here's the challenge. I want to be able to display that screen on a widescreen monitor. Go figure that out. So we spent a lot of time and a lot of treasure buying a bunch of cables, thinking, okay, there's got to be some secret cable out there that's going to do the job. And I think we brought in like 30 cables. I mean, I have a pile of them over here. I could go count them. And none of them worked. So there had to be something fundamentally wrong either on the USB-C end, in the cable, or on the HDMI end. So we spent an awful lot of time. We cracked open an RC2 controller, took a look at the USB-C connection. I don't want to share too much because we spent a lot of time figuring this out. But the USB-C connection is an international standard. So the people that govern that determine exactly what connections are available on the USB-C port and what they're used for. But the trick is, you don't have to fully implement the USB-C standard. So with this controller, I don't think DJI ever intended to output video through the USB-C port because there were a couple of interesting decisions that they made inside the controller that would almost prevent that. And I say almost because we cracked the code. In addition to that, it's not just a matter of getting USB-C video out of the controller, because when you do it on a computer, the computer actually takes responsibility of converting that to a signal that can be displayed directly in an HDMI monitor. This signal wasn't the case with this signal. So that meant in the cable, we had to convert that USB-C signal into a signal that could be displayed as an HDMI on a monitor like this. So there was a lot going on there. And once we figured out the electronic side of it, then I started challenging them around the mechanical side of it, because if you've got a controller like this and you plug the cable directly into it and you're holding the controller like this, that cable's hanging down, which means I've got a lot of torque and a lot of stress on that connector. I'm going to break that USB-C connection over time. So I said, the cable's got to go directly down. Well, the problem was it stuck way out of the controller because we could have used a left-handed adjustment there. And I said to him, well, that's not good. We got to figure that out. So we've gone through, I think at this point, I don't know, I'm going to say 10. Let's just say 10. It's probably a lot more than that. 10 different iterations of the cable. And what we came up with to solve that stress problem was this right angle hood down the bottom. But it's not just a right angle hood, because when they finished the right angle hood, they said, we just designed a super cable. And I said, well, I want it to be super duper. I want you to actually adjust it so it mirrors the bottom of what the RC2 looks like. So if you look at this, it really does mirror the bottom of how that RC2 port is connected. So what you're getting here is a custom cable. It's heavy duty. It's nice and long, so you can get between the controller and the monitor. You got plenty of space, and it's heavy duty, and it's got metal ends on it. We've got this custom connector here, but that conversion from the USB-C video to HDMI video happens inside this hood, and that was a challenge because not every conversion chip worked with the power available from here. Because remember, there's no external power required except for the monitor. We're not asking you to power up the controller, so the power inside the controller has to be powerful enough to travel across the cable and manage the chip inside. I'm telling you, there were a lot of challenges. So anyway, we solved all those and it works just great. Now I'd like to answer a couple of questions that we got after the first video because a lot of people were really curious about the cable. So the first question we got was, will it work on other controllers? And the answer there is no. So it won't work on any of the N1, N2, N3 controllers, and it won't work, unfortunately, on the original DJI RC or any of the other smart controllers. And that's not our fault. It's because DJI has designed all of these controllers with a little bit of a different connection profile on that USB-C port. So we built this for the RC2. Now I will tell you, we're trying over here. We're trying. We're just not there yet. But this one works great. So it only works on the RC2. The other thing I have to tell you is the handshake that takes place inside the controller, even looking for an external video device, only happens at boot time, which means you've got to have it connected to the controller and connected to the monitor when you boot up the RC2, and then it's going to work fine. So you're in good shape there. The next question we got was, well, gee, can't I just use a USB-C to HDMI cable? I've already explained that. No, you can't. I'm not saying there isn't some unicorn cable out there that you can find. We haven't found it, and I'm telling you, we picked up pretty much every USB-C to HDMI cable on the planet at this point, but maybe you find one that works. I can't guarantee you won't, but I can guarantee you're not going to have that right angle connector, and I'm also going to guarantee if you use one of those other right angle connectors, you're going to have intermittent connection, which means the video is going to break. So this one works, and it's not that expensive comparatively. All right, the next question I got was, can I extend it? This is long enough, I think. I use it almost every day, and it's long enough for me to be far enough away from the monitor. But if you want to extend it, you can. The only caution I have there is you'll need a female-to-female HDMI hood. So it pops on here, and it has a female on the other end, and then you can extend it. Don't extend the cable any further than 10 feet. So in other words, use this with up to a 10-foot extension and use a super high-quality HDMI cable on the other end. Because remember, the signal coming from the controller is low powered. It's a low power digital signal, and it'll travel through here fine because it's a heavy duty cable. It's designed with bigger internal wiring, but the external one you're using for extension has to have those same standards. So it's not going to be cheap, but you're going to need a high-speed HDMI cable that can support up to 4K video. Now this video, curiously, is only 1080p, but the 4K standard on that extension cable will guarantee that those internal cables are big enough to carry that signal forward. And that's pretty much it. The last thing I will mention, the only challenge with this cable, as I said before, is the only time the video handshake takes place is during boot. So if you're rough with the cable and you wiggle it too much or you drop the connector, if that connection breaks on the controller, in other words, if it just pops out even for a microsecond, it's going to lose the handshake and it can't reestablish that handshake. So in essence, what happens is, if you wiggle a cable and you lose the connection to the monitor, you've got to reboot the controller, no way around it. But that's not a big deal because if you're flying, you still have the screen on the controller. And that's pretty much all I had for today, so I hope I didn't explain that too deeply. Oh, one last thing I didn't mention was, if you haven't seen the other video, I challenged the team. I said, okay, this is great. It works with the controller, but I could use this with my computer. The problem is when I plug it into the USB-C port on the side, it's sticking straight up, which is horrible, or sticking straight down, which doesn't work either. So let's come up with a high-performance left-hand connector that I can pop on the end of this so I can use it with my computer as well. So this cable works with the RC2 controller. It'll pretty much work with any device that can output video through a USB-C port, phone, tablet, other products, and you can plug this in and it'll work just great. So we're including everything you see here in the kit. And again, it's all high quality stuff. We stand behind it, we use it ourselves, and we've gone through a lot of these in the first tranche of these products, and everybody seems pretty happy with them. So I'm sure you're going to be happy as well. And that's all I had for today. So I said it was going to be an update, but I wanted to answer those questions as well. If I've missed anything, drop it in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And I really appreciate the support we've seen on this product and all the products we've developed here at Drone Valley. And before I let you go, let me show you how it works, because I'm always proud of this. All right, I've already got one plugged into the monitor. I'll plug it into the bottom of the RC2 just like that, like I mentioned. I'll turn on the RC2. It's going through the boot routine. Now what you're going to see is the white screen's going to come up, and you're going to see it blink for a second. When it blinks, that's when it's going through that handshake, and that's when it's going to connect to the main screen. So again, we're going through the boot routines, coming up, taking its time, and there you go. Now once it fully boots to the opening screen, I'll show you some video on there too, because boy, I like this cable a lot. And I'm telling you, I use this every day. I got two of them in my car. So all right, there we go. So we're up on the main screen. I'll go to my album, and let me just take something I did yesterday. Oh, this will be an interesting one. I actually crashed the Neo yesterday. So here's the video. So what you're seeing here is me going up on a really windy day on my Neo. There I go. Just sort of trying to get above those trees. And I was testing how well the Neo does against the wind. and you can see that it's moving side to side there a little bit, and that's because the wind is buffeting it pretty good. Watch what happens when I get above those trees in a second. And this was such a bonehead move on my part. I should have come down. I should have been a responsible pilot and come down, but at this point, the wind caught it, and guess where it's heading? And now I'm panicking. I'm saying, pull back, come down, pull back, come down. No dice, it's not gonna happen. It's pulling it right into the tree, and there's nothing I can do about it. And at this point, I am crestfallen, and the drone hits the tree and then tumbles, and that's the end of it. So it's not like all of us are great pilots where we don't crash occasionally. But anyway, I was trying to show you what it looked like over there, but that was pretty embarrassing footage. I probably should have picked something better. Anyway, it works great. We were happy that we were able to fix it and get it working, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the cable. That's all I had for today, so thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned to the channel. We have so much cool stuff coming up you're going to want to see. And until next time, as always, happy flying.